Hello, E.ON customers. I'm Zane here to welcome you to another jam-packed edition of Cinecast as we take a look at what Sky Cinema has to offer this April. Here's what's coming up on this episode. We boldly go where no channel has gone before as Star Trek Beyond plots a course for Sky Cinema. Pixar's brilliant Finding Dory swims its way onto our screens whilst Pete's Dragon swoops by too. All that, plus the usual onslaught of movie premieres that are making their way onto Sky Cinema this April. In 1966, a TV show hit the small screen that would go on to become a cultural phenomenon, more popular today than it was when it first aired. Now, almost 50 years later, we are welcoming the 13th film into this ever-evolving franchise. These truly are the continuing voyages of the Starship Enterprise. And if it's adventures in outer space you're looking for, well, look no further than Star Trek Beyond.
You really want to head back out there, huh?
Well, we find the crew on their 5-year mission. They're 966 days into the mission.
People are suffering from a little bit of exhaustion, the routine of being in space and being apart from loved ones.
You know, Kirk is wondering what he's doing out here. He knew why that he joined up. That I guess that initial exuberance and energy has been replaced by the reality and monotony of life in space.
My dad joined Starfleet because he believed in it. I joined on a dare.
You joined to see if you could live up to him.
The same motivators from the first two films, the legacy of his father and needing to live up to him, don't really work for him so much anymore, and so he's looking for something new, and he's a little lost.
You spent all this time trying to be your father. And now you're wondering just what it means to be you.
I think this movie is about crossroads in a lot of ways, and the idea that the crew is never stronger than when they're together.
It's easy to get lost in the vastness of space. There's only yourself, your ship, your crew.
Then there is a distress call and we are going to rescue a ship. And we then get separated, which gets interesting.
We were overwhelmed by something we've never seen before. They get kind of thrown apart into these separate adventures alone, and then what they're trying to do is ultimately get back together because that's where they are their strongest. And I think that
That just occurred to you?
yeah, it's interesting.
Wow. I've been thinking about that since the beginning, so it's weird that he's just coming to that.
Here we go. I know this isn't the last of my crew, but this is my last report as the captain of the Starship Enterprise.
Sequels to hugely successful movies are no surprise. What is more surprising, however, is having to wait 13 years for one. But then again, those folks at Pixar have never been ones to follow the crowd. And so, with Finding Dory, they decided to bide their time and wait before dipping their toe back in the deep blue sea. And in news that will shock absolutely no one, it appears those animation geniuses have done it again, creating an instant classic and proving that the wait was well worth it.
Did you hear that?
What was that? Hear what?
Stan, I heard someone say hello.
Yeah, there's a lot of fish here. Anybody, literally anybody could have just said hello.
There.
Where am I looking?
There.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Dory.
Dory is trying to find out where her parents are, where her family is, and why she is alone, and where they are.
My mom, my dad, I have a family. We will never forget you, Dory.
What if I forget you?
I miss them.
So that's the journey that she's on, which is quite a challenge for a fish that has short-term memory loss.
A chance occurrence happens, and Dory is flooded with memories of her birth parents, and it's about her searching for them along with Marlin Nemo to figure out what happened and how she got separated from her parents.
Where are they?
Dory, there you are! Look out!
Ah! Oh, look at this!
Our friend got taken into whatever this place is.
It's a fish hospital.
Well, Rudder is a
big, lazy sea lion who is, I think, just on the outside of Ocean World. Rudder and Fluke, who's played by Idris Elba, call down this bird called Becky, who's terrifying with bulbous eyes, and she flies them over the wall.
I trust Becky. You trust Becky. Becky's eating a cup.
Well, she meets Hank, who is a cantankerous octopus, but actually a septopus, has lost a tentacle.
Hey, you.
Oh.
Spinner.
Oh, thank goodness. Hi, I'm Dory.
Name's Hank.
He sees the tag that she's going to Cleveland, and that's what he wants. And she needs to find her parents. So there's right away a mutual need that they sort of form a bond.
If I just take...
Yes, great idea. You take me to find them. Why didn't I think of that? Come on.
No. If I just take your tag, I can take your place on the transport truck. Then you can go back inside and find your family.
A lot of this journey is in this aquarium where they rehabilitate fish and then put them back out. And there's different areas, and he's familiar with these areas. So he's constantly lurking around, sneaking around. It's dangerous. And she complicates things because of her memory loss.
I don't want to be touched. Sorry.
That's okay. Everybody does it. Nothing to be ashamed of.
And if that cinematic smorgasbord of movie magic isn't quite what you're looking for, then fear not. We have our usual array of wonderful premieres hitting Sky Cinema throughout April. So let's take a look at what's coming up.
Nobody can survive in that forest for 6 years. At least not alone.
You'll see. I have Elliot.
Who's Elliot?
Continuing their current trend of rebooting their back catalogue of classics, Disney have this time opted to give their infectiously charming 1977 movie Pete's Dragon a modern-day makeover. Proving to be a remake in the loosest sense possible seems to work in the movie's favour. The cute and quirky charm of the original lives on, but in a far more realised and rational setting, which makes the family-friendly flick just as enjoyable for a younger audience as it does for us big kids too.
We're eastbound on Millhaven Road in pursuit of a dragon! It's a dragon! You can't say dragon over the radio.
Also getting the reboot treatment this month is the Lord of the Jungle himself, as the Legend of Tarzan swings back onto our screens. Jumping into the loincloth and ripping out a set of abs to make Peter Andre green with envy is True Blood's Alexander Skarsgård. Harry Potter director David Yates directs an all-star ensemble in a ripping yarn of adventure that'll go down a treat with audiences still looking to scratch that Saturday morning matinee itch.
I saw the end of the world. I could feel all this death.
Jean, it was just a dream.
Fresh from their days of future past outing, the X-Men are back, and this time they're tackling shiny spandex and bad hair days. Well, it is the 80s after all, with X-Men Apocalypse.
Oh God, he can control all of us.
Fassbender, McAvoy and Lawrence have reached their trilogy arc now, and with director Bryan Singer once again behind the camera for his fourth mutant movie, the film is in safe hands and wastes little time in delivering thrills and spills on an epic scale.
I've never felt power like this before.
Get ready, boys!
Feels amazing.
If you've ever stopped to wonder what a Toy Story remake made up of potty-mouthed grocery food goods might look like, then wonder no more, because Sausage Party is about to answer all that.
Oops.
On paper, I'm sure you're thinking, this just sounds weird, and it is, but it's an awful lot of fun too. A simplistic and silly idea that somehow manages to be a smart and sassy slice of devilishly dark comedy.
Sorry, I accidentally dropped a few things back there.
Hey! I'm gonna fix you. I'm gonna fix this.
And that is it for another Cinecast. I'll be back next month to help guide you through the best of the best that Sky Cinema has to offer. Until then, bye-bye.